As we now go to 5 red lights, though, for the Division 4 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The lights are off and away we go. And it looks like BALDI did get a pretty good start. Vlad has to tuck in right behind them. But side by side go Benjo and Chas. Benjo seems to just hold on. 5 ways, though, goes around the outside of Wrong Thrower. And he holds it too. Brownish Spuns goes down the inside of the Williams driver, going into the very tricky left-hander. And I'll tell you what, he does it. There's been a crash at the back there. I think Exotic Scarf was probably involved in it. And then we do have a safety car early on as well, or even a VSC. And I believe that was Tiger involved in that crash as well. Benjo there is deciding to go side by side with Vlad down the back straight. And I believe Benjo's done it before the final corner. Vlad, though, with a better corner into turn 27 and starting lap 2, he might try and retake the position on the Haas as we go into turn 1, but it doesn't look like Vlad is burning that much, and I think he is just going to stay behind, for the time being, maybe recharge a little bit and get it done on the next few laps. And as we've been talking about that, Benjo has taken the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. BALDI, though, might try and fight this, though, going into the final corner. BALDI still does have arguably the better tyre at the moment, but those tyres aren't going to last forever. Benjo there gets a slight snap of oversteer out of the final corner, which might give BALDI the opportunity to retake the lead down the inside into turn 1 as we start lap 3. Vlad takes the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Vlad might even try down the inside. He doesn't. BALDI tries to go around the inside, but he can't get the dive bomb that he would have hoped. And Benjo will stay in the lead at the moment. But One Eye still has DRS off the drivers in front. But side by side, they go round the final corner. The Mercedes on the outside, Aston Martin on the inside. And it's going to be a drag race until turn 1. Who has the lowest downforce? BALDI is retaking the lead of the race. And it looks like it's going to be the Mercedes with the better straight line speed. Going to try and take this. And the Aston Martin tries to hold it around the inside, but doesn't have the grip to. But he is going to try the switchback out of turn 2. Is he going to be able to make it stick, though, is One Eye? And I don't think he is. He's just going to have to slot in behind. And Dan does get a time penalty there for exceeding the track too many times. Vlad there. Ooh, Vlad must have had a moment out of turn 10 as he's just lost the lead, or lost the podium there. And it looked like he was very slow and too far to the left out of turn 10 that it couldn't have been a snap of oversteer.
Speaking of, there's a second retirement.
King Cobra, I think he crashed on the exit of the tricky chicane. Jamie, though, getting a 5-second penalty. Where is that crash?
As a safety car, we're seeing the front two come into the pits.
Yeah, full safety car. I think it was a crash on the exit. So let's have a look at pit stops. BALDI, like you say, is in, getting off those soft tyres. Benjo as well, also electing to come in as well. It is a question, though, of what tyres do these drivers go on to. BALDI goes onto the hards, Benjo onto the mediums. Very interesting choice from him. Brownest Buns comes in as well. He opts for the hard tyres as well, presumably to go to the end. Dan comes in for mediums. Exotic Scarf and Fireways in for the hard tyres. Jamie in to serve his 5 seconds as well, and he will be going on to the medium tyres. Pistol onto softs as well with a front wing change. Walker as well onto softs as well. Bit more swerving. Obviously, this is the only time that you can swerve and warm up your tyres. And I think he's already gone, as he has turned on his ERS right out of the final corner, and he's going to go into the first corner with quite a healthy lead over Vlad. 4/10 it is, but is Vlad going to have the straight line speed to try and overtake into turn 1? It doesn't look like that he's going to have the speed to. Chaz will lead us away, as we restart after the safety car. Vlad in P2 with One Eye right behind him in P3. Obviously, we know One Eye was quite aggressive on the opening lap, but doesn't try anything on Vlad. Vlad, though, goes a little bit deeper than One Eye did into the tricky turn 4, though. But I don't think One Eye is going to try and capitalize on it, as Vlad goes very wide on the exit, goes wide once again. This might give One Eye the opportunity. One Eye had to step out of the throttle a little bit there, and One Eye is going to see that as an opportunity to dive one down the inside of turn 13, and it's so close to contact. They managed to just keep it clean. They're still going to go side by side, but Vlad just has the better exit, going wider into turn 13, and he's going to retain P2 behind Breezy and Benjo going side by side. Benjo must have had a little bit of a tap, but Breezy has dropped into P6. Baldi and Benjo now going side by side. Benjo just being able to stay in front of the McLaren. So these drivers that did pit under the safety car are starting to make their moves. Benjo now is catching up to One Eye and might even try and get this opportunity into the final corner. You can see the better straight line speed he has, and he's going to be closing up to One Eye and chooses the outside line into the final corner. One Eye is still trying to battle with Vlad. Benjo might have got the better exit, but One Eye, even having a slight snap of oversteer out of the final corner, is trying to get past Vlad. Benjo goes past both of them. That was a great bit of sightseeing there from Benjo to spot the space round the outside, and he takes P2 behind One Eye and Vlad, still trying to battle this despite Benjo getting past. And Baldi is going to be looking at this and thinking, come on guys, let me through, I'm on the faster tyre. These two though aren't going to be able to give him that space. They want to keep him behind as much as they can, not really to help out Benjo, but just because they can fight. One Eye though is going to stay in front of Vlad. Baldi now sees his opportunity to go down the inside of Vlad, and Baldi will retake P4. Two Alfa Romeos could go side by side here.
Yeah, amongst all that, we had unfortunately a 5-car pile-up in the background there, holding Pistol, Nico, Isaac, Dutchbury's down wrong thrower.
It's always those battles that I miss because I'm constantly spectating the top battle. And having said that, Baldi is in a bit of a battle with One Eye. And having said that, Benjo is now retaking the lead. I think in the back, though, there's quite a bit of a battle. Breezy staying in front of Vlad, but Vlad and Five Wise going side, not Five Wise, Brownest Buns, sorry, going side by side there. Brownest Buns able to get past Vlad, and he might be having a look on the next Alfa Romeo as well. He chooses to go down the inside, and he did try to get back onto the racing line, but tried to go down the inside, and with that causes a bit of contact with Dan. Dan spins the Ferrari round, and he is now in P13, gets past, or Walker passes him as well. That might be a bit of a penalty coming Dan's way, but did Brownest Buns move under braking? Baldi gets past the man in P2 as well, or who is now in P3. One Eye.
Whoa.
Oh. Breezy going off the track there. Vlad getting a massive snap of oversteer. Dan into P4. Dan must have made like a double overtake there. What a move that was.
I believe Breezy pushed Cajun off track, and they both ended up going off track, and Dan was just able to swing around the outside of both of them.
So a great bit of anticipation there by Dan to keep it clean through there. Breezy, though, might try and have another opportunity on One Eye. It looks like he's going to get it. Even Vlad is going to go side by side with the Aston as well. He has to back out of it, though, but they are so close. And look at Exotic Scarf. Exotic Scarf trying to get the switchback on the Alfa Romeo. Just isn't able to get it, though. But Five Wise and Jamie side by side into turn 4. And I think Jamie had to back out of that one. That was a great bit of bravery from Five Wise to stick it down the inside of turn 4, but goes very wide. So does Vlad as well. Again. Vlad bottoms out, but so does Five Wise. Everyone going off track, left, right, and center. Vlad down in P10. Jamie into P9. Brownest Buns losing a bit of positions as well, and Vlad might even try and get around the outside, but just can't get it. Another snap of oversteer by Brownest Buns, or maybe a bit of contact with Vlad. Oh, Exotic Scarf tapping the wall there. And that does give One Eye a bit of light at the end of the tunnel here, seeing that Red Bull. Maybe that Red Bull's got a bit of damage, but One Eye bottoms out on the curb and nearly collects a few drivers. Oh, and he's crashed into Brownest Buns there. Brownest Buns now collects PRT Pistol, and PRT Pistol is round, and he's broken his wing in the process as well. And he's reset to track as well. Jamie and Five Wise going side by side. Jamie up into P5 after starting from the back of the grid. Obviously took the advantage after that early safety car. Pits onto the mediums, and he is into P5, but how long will his tyres last on for? So did Five Wise as well. So the drivers who did pit quite early are finding the advantage. Vlad retakes P8.
Three of them
and a very crucial part. Oh, Vlad trying to pass. Brownest Buns going into the pit lane, broke one of the boards. Obviously, the pit lane isn't valid racing room in our league, so there might be a report coming in. But Five Wise and Jamie, they're having a swap. Five Wise getting past the Haas, so those hards are switching on a little bit, but both of them now dive into the pits. So I don't know what Five Wise might go on to, but I believe Jamie might be opting for another set of mediums, probably. Well, Five Wise goes on to the mediums. Jamie is going on to... Is that a set of softs? It is a set of softs. Is that the right strategy call?
Oh, then does Benjo have the captain you be able to just stay? I think, as I said, I think he's coming to the pits. He is.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits. So I presume either another set of mediums or softs. We'll wait and see though. But that's the thing. If he does go on to softs, then maybe Baldi's best option is to actually stay out. And I'll tell you why. Because if those softs do die off quite early, then Baldi can effectively, even though he's going to be on the older tyre, he's going to have the fresher tyres compared to the softs. Even though he has been on those laps for 12 laps, those hards can last much longer than the softs can. Right, the gap between Baldi and Benjo in about a lap has come down by about 4 seconds.
Well, man.
That is a crazy advantage.
You'll probably be seeing him in about 3 laps time.
Jamie really needs to clear Five Wise here, though. He is going to elect to go around the outside, and he is past Five Wise. Five Wise doesn't challenge it going into the final corner. So is Jamie and Charlie as well. Jamie gets past Charlie, crucially. So Haas are definitely going to be the Constructors champion going into the final race of the season, which, may I remind you, is Las Vegas, not Abu Dhabi. But Jamie does get on the wall there, as Five Wise is P2 at the moment, 18 points behind Baldi. So I don't think Baldi can win. Actually, no, he can. Five Wise does make a move, though, for P4. So it is going to be very close, as we are going to go on to the final lap. Benjo is going to try and burn everything he does to try and get past Baldi. He doesn't get DRS down the main straight, but he is going to have some better straight line speed. Despite being on those older tyres, he is going to really lose it, though, going into the corners. But as you go through turn 1 and 2, he does drop the time by about 0.2. So despite having some pretty worn tyre wear, he is still gaining a little bit. Flag there gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Benjo, he is trying everything to try and get this win off Baldi. Like we said, it doesn't really mean anything for the championship. Baldi will still be the Division 4 champion at the end of this race. Again, I do apologise if I've been saying Division 1 all this time, as we do have another crash. That's Five Wise out of the race. So Baldi is the Division 4 champion, guaranteed, depending like what even happens in this race. Baldi will be the champion. He's going to be very happy about that. But Benjo isn't going to be letting off the power at all. He still wants to get this on track. And Baldi is going to go to the outside to have the inside before the hairpin. It gets very close between the two, but Benjo just has to settle behind, and he's going to have a second bite of the dust here as we go into the final corner for the very final time. Benjo is going to try it around the outside. Baldi try and holds the inside, but Baldi just doesn't have the speed. Benjo able to get the overtake around the outside and goes into the final corner, and he will get a snap of oversteer, but he doesn't care. He will cross the line to win the race. Haas are going to be Constructors champions of Division 4, but Baldi will be the Division 4 Drivers champion. What a race it has been for McLaren and Baldi. Could have been on for a win there, but just wasn't able to get it. Benjo just got it into the final corner, and with that, he will secure, and Jamie as well will secure, the Division 4 Constructors champions. Very good season Haas have had this season. Charlie as well comes home for a P4. Good race for him as well. Brownest Buns in P5 for Ferrari as well. Dan will settle for P6. Breezy for Alfa Romeo will finish P7 with Nico in P8. Vlad then will finish in P9 with PRT Pistol coming across the final corner right now, and he will take P10. One Eye will then finish in P11, even with his penalty, only 3 seconds, with Wrong Thrower finishing in P12. And Dutch Booster has already finished, but will be in P14. So is Five Ways actually going to be classified despite DNFing? That is going to be my my main question. But that is your current order.
Unfortunately for him, it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Or
Body
maybe
will
a
still
bit
be
of
the
pride.
champion.